So with COVID-19 ravaging the world and everybody spending a lot more time inside watching streaming services, I thought it'd be a good idea to do some quick-fire recommendations for some of my favourite, slightly less well-known movies currently streaming in the UK. So first up, we have three of my favourite indie comedy dramas from the 2010s. First one being Thunder Road. Thunder Road is a dark comedy drama about a rural American policeman whose life is falling apart around him. The film's stars is written by and directed by Jim Cummings, who I must say does a fantastic job in all three fronts. The movie gets you invested in the characters really heavily and from the get-go, and it's simultaneously really, really funny, but the ending in particular is very, very sad. It's an underrated little gem, this one, and one that I definitely think people should go see.
I'll talk all night right here, motherfuckers. I'll start myself. My wife left me a year and a half ago. There, laugh it up. Does that change anything? No. Am I cured? Of course not. Talking about your problems never helped anybody, ever. I slept in my car. Right here. 3 weeks. Jerry saw it. Isn't that right, Jerry?
Yeah, I brought you breakfast.
Thank you so much for doing that, Jerry. That meant a lot back then, but fuck you right now.
Mid-90s is another drama comedy from 2018 and also another featured directorial debut. The film is a coming-of-age story about a young boy who befriends a group of older skateboarders and is written and directed by Jonah Hill. The kids in this movie are fantastic. I hate kids normally in movies. I find them so distracting, but all of the performances in this film are fucking fantastic. Directing kids is hard, and he's done a fantastic job with this. I think what it is, it's the friendship dynamic between the kids is just so believable, like it feels real. You see like the interactions between characters, and there was quite a few times where I remember thinking, I remember people like that, or I remember like interactions like that, or whatever. My only major criticism with this one is that it's remarkably similar to the first act of This Is England. That aside, I still think it's great, and I really do think it's worth a watch.
Thank you.
What are you, gay?
What?
Why the fuck you date me? Don't fucking date people, man. It's faggot as fuck, yo.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
It's fine, now you know. Just don't date people. They're gonna think you're gay.
Oh, I won't do it again.
Yeah, you gotta fucking pay attention to me, man. I'm a fucking badass. You're a little ass kid. You should fucking look up to me. I smoke. I skate. I fuck bitches.
Dang.
I'm pretty much the shit. I'm living the life. All you have is a fucking dinosaur board? That shit is 80s as fuck. It's got like a neon dinosaur in it screaming Cowabunga. You look retarded. You gotta get a new fucking board, man.
Boy from 2010 is a film written and directed by Taika Waititi and is his second feature film, and is about a young boy growing up in rural New Zealand. The main character lives with his grandma, brother and many cousins, and he sort of looks after them all. Until one day his dad reappears out of nowhere, and his dad he kind of looks up to, and then the focus of the film is mainly on the relationship between the boy and his father, who's played by Taika Waititi. This is one of my favourites from Taika Waititi. I think it's a lot better than Jojo Rabbit. I think it's maybe not as well acted, but I think it's got a lot more heart as a movie. It feels a lot more personal. It's really hard not to love this movie.
What? Bear treasure man, like a pirate's treasure. Like gold. Yeah, but better. Money. How much? Got $1 million. What happens if we find it? Then we're out of here. Buy a house in the city. Buy a big car. Buy some dolphins. Probably dress up in tuxedos all the time too. But I want to go to the city. I bet you there's even a swimming pool. I can swim in the sea. Come on then. Meanwhile, me and Dad will be relaxing in our swimming pool, riding dolphins and drinking cocktails. And you better not tell anyone or I'll knock your bloody block off.
So going from a whole load of movies from the last 10 years to one from a long time ago, my next recommendation is Orson Welles' The Stranger. The Stranger is Orson Welles' third feature film and follows an investigator for the War and Crimes Commission post-Second World War who's tracking down a Nazi and chief architect of the Final Solution who has assumed a new identity in a small town in Connecticut. Whilst this film has lots of the trademarks of Orson Welles' filmography, the pacing, the camera movement, it does feel like a bit of an anomaly. It almost feels more like an Alfred Hitchcock movie than the Orson Welles one. And whilst this isn't Orson Welles' best work, not by a long way, the slow building pressure and the intrigue, it really makes this well worth a watch.
But you are the man I've married, and that's all that matters. Darling, I meant it when I said for better or for worse.
Even to killing Red.
You couldn't. It was an accident.
No, I meant to kill him. Murder can be a chain, Mary, one link leading to another until it circles your neck. Red was digging at the grave of the man I killed. Yes, your little man.
You killed him?
With these hands. The same hands that have held you close to me.
Now looking at some non-English language features, my first pick is Shadow from 2018. Shadow is a period martial arts thriller epic full of twists and turns by the same director as Hero, which was my first recommendation videos by director Zhang Yimou. The most obvious difference between this and Hero is the colour. This movie, if it wasn't for the skin tones of the characters and the blood splatters, you could be mistaken for thinking that this was filmed in black and white. For real, the production design and the costume design on this is incredible. The look and style of this film is what makes it interesting, and the cinematography is fantastic as well. Perhaps a little bit cheesier than Hero. It's not as good as Hero, but then, what is?
我设置太极图，我怎么没有想到这一点？你先到一旁观看，夫人，来。夫人，赶紧带着进州，让他速速体会。
Next up we have Climax, which is an almost genreless thrill ride directed by French writer-director Gaspar Noé. I don't know why there's so many movies from 2018 on this list, but whatever, I'm going with it. This is the last one, I promise. The story, if you could even call it that, follows a dance troupe as they prepare for an international tour. They're doing like intensive rehearsals. And one day after rehearsals, they're having an after party and they slowly realise that the punch that they've all been drinking has been spiked with LSD. And what happens next is this sort of nightmare fuel experience that all these characters go through together, and it is something to behold. In all honesty, this is one of my favourite movies at the moment, but at the same time, it's a very hard movie to recommend. If you're familiar with Gaspar Noé's other projects, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. His movies are just so far out there, it's difficult to recommend to watch because honestly this movie, it's less of a movie and more of an anxiety attack. It's that bad. If you want something easy or something to escape from whatever else is going on with you right now, maybe this one isn't the one for you, but if you're ready to sit there and fucking feel some shit, can't go wrong with Climax. So I'll finish off with some music-y movies. First up we have Supersonic from 2016. Supersonic is a documentary about the early years, the formation, and kind of the rise and success of the band Oasis. Now, I wasn't that familiar with Oasis's music before watching this. I certainly wasn't a fan. I knew, obviously, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, but that was about it. Having seen it, I am a fully converted fan. I downloaded Morning Glory after watching this, and I've been listening to it on repeat ever since. I'm fully converted. These guys were crazy, and the film is made up of audio from interviews, footage from concerts, and then footage from their lives that they recorded when they were touring, when they were recording the albums and stuff. Some of the shit these guys say is fucking amazing. Like, some of the lines in this, literally, you couldn't write. They're so funny. These guys behind the stage are fucking crazy. I doubt I could have been in a room with these people for more than 30 minutes without fucking going crazy. Honestly, the amount of drugs that they were doing, the shit that they were doing. It's well worth a watch just for that. If you're not an Oasis fan, then you might well be by the end of this film. Or you might go completely the opposite way and never want to fucking hear a single song of theirs ever again. Either way, it's a really interesting documentary, and one that I'd recommend checking out.
Democracy never works in a band. It's been proven a million times, and the trouble with Oasis is you had two people vying for the Prime Minister job. That tension, that antagonism, it drove that band. And it killed that band, is what he did.
No lifting in the arms. He's got a better stance than me. He's a dick, a pistol. Yeah, but anyway, right. It's all about what's inside the fucking tin of beans. That counts. Not what the fucking wrapper is, or how much it costs, or who you buy it off, or what till you get it from. Or even if it's your Spar, your Quicksilver, or your fucking Sainsbury's. Man, it's about what's inside the tin of beans, man. And like, if it's right, it's right.
It's gonna be beans. If this ever goes on like a video to the kids,
Right.
I would apologise, but I'm not gonna, because he's a prick.
Control from 2007 is a biographical drama about Ian Curtis, the lead singer of 1970s punk band Joy Division. Now, these kind of biopical dramas are everywhere nowadays, and they're getting very boring, and they're very formulaic as well. You get the very same pattern, the rise and fall kind of thing, seemingly in all of them. Control, however, is a bit of an exception. Instead of focusing on the kind of ride of the band, it focused much more on Ian Curtis's personal life, his relationship basically with all the people around him, his girlfriend, his wife, all the members of the band, the managers, the women he had affairs with and stuff. It's tragically sad, really sad, and the music is fucking great. If you haven't listened to Joy Division, I recommend watching the movie, because you're going to get introduced to some really cool new music. If you like Joy Division, you will fucking adore this movie. The movie was actually made by a lot of the people from Ian Curtis's life. Like, the director, I believe, worked with Ian Curtis when he was still alive. I think he was like the photographer for the band or something. His wife actually helped produce the film. It was based on the biography that she wrote after his death. Spoilers.
Do you want to sleep with other men?
What?
Do you want to sleep with other men?
That's a strange question.
Because if you did, it'd be okay. I'd be okay.
Are you being serious? When you say a thing like that, it makes me think you don't love me anymore.
I don't think I do.
And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I watched a hell of a lot of movies to prepare for this one. That's why it's taken me 2 weeks to make it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're doing alright with the current situation. Stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.